welcome back. I know I haven't been posting for the past few months and I'm here to apologize and also give you a few updates of what's going on with my life right now, what's happening, and what my future plans are. Something very exciting is coming up. So, as you could tell right now, I'm in a brand new place. I am currently back in Europe. I'm back in Vienna, finally. So last weekend, I flew from Beijing to Vienna, and very luckily my friends came to the airport and picked me up from there. Officially, upon my arrival last Friday, it has started a brand new chapter of my life. So right now, I can officially announce that I have relocated back to Europe. Finally, it has been a long while since I was back here. I was not feeling really well with the whole living situation in China. It was a lot of adjustments from my side, getting used to the consumption culture in China, getting used to all the apps, all the ways that people shop online and consume and pay with your phone digitally. At the same time, I was looking for a job abroad, back in Europe, remotely. And just trying to balance those two at the same time was really hard. All my friends in Europe, they could not be there for me physically. I did have a lot of WhatsApp calls and video chats, and I felt so supported by all my friends and also all of you who left like all those comments for me back in May, June to support the channel and to support me during this journey. I felt so grateful. And honestly, this past summer, it felt just like my life has been so stuck. I got an offer from Hamburg, Germany, and I thought I would be going there. So I was doing all the paperwork with the visas, the documents, going to the consulate in Guangzhou to take my fingerprints, to give my passport, only to receive like a rejection letter because the contract wasn't qualified. And at that time, landed another job here back in Vienna. The company did all the work permit and visa for me immediately. Everything went super smoothly and super fast. From there onwards, I just know that if you have a strong company to back you up, it just goes so much faster and much more smoother. And that was my experience. So with that being said, I have just moved back to Vienna, got relocated, and also gonna start a new job very soon, right around the corner before Christmas. Everything happened in the best case scenario at the best moment, and it was really amazing to get to see all the people who I love and care all around the country and eat a lot of yummy food. I felt really ready to take my return back to Europe. So that was the first chapter that I wanna conclude. And also for the time being, I wanted to share one of the key reflections I had while I was in China. A lot of us might be in a place and moment where you feel not satisfied with your life. Whether it is your job, your study, people that you hang out with, anything, basically. I was feeling that. I was feeling extreme amount of dissatisfaction when I was in China. I also felt really not satisfied when I was studying back in 2020 in Vienna, when I was working in Berlin in 2022, and also when I was in China in 2024. I hated my life. I hated the way people interact with the society, people interact with each other. I hate how I have to deal with those procedures, deal with that way of living. Let's take a very simple example. You're gonna go shop for perfume. If you want to buy a product like this, there are several ways you can get this product. You can go to the physical store, you can go online, or you can go secondhand. Sounds really simple, right? I mean, in Europe, mostly you have only in-store or online. But being in China, usually people's consumption behavior is to buy everything online because it's cheaper. But the problem is in China, there are so many online channels and platforms that you can select to buy the same exact product. But the price varies tremendously. We're not talking about like 5-10%. We might be talking about 20, 30, sometimes even 50% or 100%. I know it's so crazy. But for like a newcomer coming back to China, trying to shop a single product, it's like, oh my god, there's so many variables and platforms and things that you need to take consideration into. It was so overwhelming. That was just a short snippet into my life in China, and it is convenient to the point that it was extremely inconvenient. The other day I was just talking to my friend. She was telling me, I'm been feeling anxious this past few weeks because she feels not satisfied with her life, even though she feels like she's supposed to feel satisfied, but still inside herself she still feels very unsatisfied. I could resonate a lot with her because I was exactly at that same point when I was in China, that even though my life was not in a horrible state, but still I felt really empty and very unsatisfied. And even though I feel like I should feel satisfied because there were a lot more people that's living in a much worse conditions situation than me, who am I here to tell people that I'm not satisfied? And felt really wrong for feeling unsatisfied. But then I told her, you know what? How about if you just accept that you are feeling very unsatisfied? I mean, none of us could lie to ourselves. No matter how many people outside externally tell you that you live a good life, you are doing great, inside yourself, if you feel unsatisfied for your life, you are unsatisfied no matter how the external world looks at you. And yeah, how about if you just accept that yes, at the current moment I feel unsatisfied, and that's totally okay. I don't need to feel satisfied 100% with my life all the time. Today I can feel 90% dissatisfied. Tomorrow maybe I can feel 85% dissatisfied, and on the next day I feel maybe 80% dissatisfied, so on and so forth. I know, like, for sure there are people who are struggling a ton more than me and my friend, and who are living in a worse situation. But you know, each individual experience is unique and it's different. I cannot really 100% understand what the other human being is going through, even though I want to try, but I cannot sympathize 100% to that person because I'm not living that person's life, and vice versa. That person cannot also 100% understand what I am going through, and it's also okay being not satisfied. And I think as soon as we understand that it's okay, that we don't have to feel satisfied all the time, I feel a bit more peaceful with that. And also, like, towards the end of my stay in China, I started to accept that I've stayed almost like a year in China compared to my peers in Western Europe. They have worked a year more. They had received a year more salary than me. They have traveled everywhere, also to South Korea, to Japan, to Paris in the summer, visiting the Olympics, so on and so forth. I have missed out a lot of those, and I feel like a year has gone by for me being in China, and I felt so stuck. It feels like I've not progressed with my life for this past year, and that's why I felt so stuck. I feel so unsatisfied. And it's also okay, right? I know people say that it's okay to slow down, but I did not expect to be slowing down so much. But I guess it's also okay sometimes to slow down a bit more than usual, let's say a year and a half not working. My friend was, asking this question, but it seems to me that other people have reached those goals or the things that you want so much faster and easier. I know that she's comparing herself to a lot of her other peers. So was I. And actually, I still don't have a really, really good solution to that because I still do a lot of comparison myself. But sometimes I think to myself, you know what? Yes, on the outside, that they might have seemed to done a lot better, but given the situation that you are currently in, like I was, I don't think anyone could have done anything any better if they were you. You know what I'm saying? If given the same exact situation that you were in to them, they might not have done anything better than you. So that's the thing that I'm trying to tell myself. Yes, I mean, it's a human nature to compare yourself against your peers, to the people that you could see. I mean, that's the way that society improves. Don't get me wrong, that people do compare, even though we tell people that, hey, please don't compare, it's not good to compare, it's toxic, don't look at social media. But no matter how much people say, I know, deep inside, we do the comparison almost instantly, naturally. That's just natural. I mean, I think that's the sign that you want improvement into your life. It's actually positive. I just try to tell myself, yes, you can compare, but just so you know, if the same sets of constraints were given to them, they might not have done any better. So don't worry about it. That's the way it is. That's what I want to share with you today. I hope you enjoy, and I feel so great to be back here, being back in Europe, in Vienna, and also being back in front of the camera talking with you guys. It feels so relaxing. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any suggestions for the video, I'm brainstorming for some video ideas. If you have any, please let me know. I love you all. I will see you next time. Ciao, bye bye.